Yeah! I am back. It is the Wireless Control Podcast, and I am back at Kerrigan's Pub, ladies and gentlemen. I want to first thank all the subscribers for following. I want to thank all the followers on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for sticking with us. It's been a while since I did this, y'all, and the last time you heard me, I had a podcast on iTunes, and now we're on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody that's new, welcome to the Wireless Control Podcast. To everybody that's been following, that's been subscribing, or that's subscribed when we were on iTunes, I appreciate you following us over here to the YouTube world of podcasting. Thank you so much. Again, this is the Wireless Control Podcast, and as always, we are brought to you by Vulcanite Radio. We're podcasting right now from Kerrigan's Pub, which is in Birmingham, Alabama. Kerrigan's Pub has always been a supporter of the Wireless Control Podcast. We thank them for their continued support. Oh man, we got so much to talk about. So much to talk about. We got new records to talk about from Drake, from Yeezy, from Nas, J-Rock. We got movies to talk about. We got Avengers to talk about. We got Deadpool. We got Upgrade. We got Jurassic World. We got Incredibles 2 going on. We got so much to talk about, and yes, nonetheless, new games. 2018 was the year of announcements, man. 2019 or 2018 leading into 2019 is going to be an amazing year for video games. So we're going to get into it all, y'all. We are going to get into it all. We're going to hit every aspect of this thing, and that's what I am. You know, for those of you who are new, this podcast is dedicated to entertainment entities, video games, movie culture, music culture, things like that. We want to keep it light. Every now and again, we might delve into politics, depending on what issues going on right now or what issues are going on at that time. But mostly, we try to stick to the entertainment, y'all. To give you a little background on me, my name is Complete. I'm 1/4 of the hip-hop group known as the Green Seed. We are based right here out of Birmingham, Alabama. You can check us out on iTunes. We have a record out there called Drapetomania, by which the mayor of Birmingham just added a song from Drapetomania to his summer playlist. Big shots out to Mayor Woodfin for doing that. Thank you for listening, man. We got much more to come. You can also check out my personal single. Again, my name is Complete. I have a single out called Hot Coals right now that's out there on iTunes, so go check it out. Go buy that, go cop that, and let me know what you think about it. All right, so without further ado, like your pastor would say, I won't be before you long. I won't be before you very long. I want to jump into Avengers Infinity War, y'all. Now, more of a background on me, I'm a Marvel head. For anybody who has listened to the podcast before knows that I am pro-Marvel. Not to mean that I'm totally against DC, but I am definitely like pro-Marvel. So you haven't seen any posts, you know, like a bunch of posts from me here lately about the movies I've been seeing. I've been basically just been trying to like just do my research and just absorb a bunch of information and absorb a bunch of entertainment, just so I can have a good feel of what I want to talk about when I got ready to get back started again. But right now we got to get into Infinity War. All right. So everybody's up in arms. Everybody was up in arms. Let me just start at the beginning. First of all, the movie made $2 billion. $2 billion. So the franchise is not going anywhere anytime soon. The Marvel MCU is blowing out of proportion. You got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming up. That's on Friday. That's on July 6th. Today is July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July, by the way. So Infinity War made $2 billion, y'all. That's globally. Domestically, it made $672 million. That's a grip. That's some guap right there. So, I mean, I don't think anybody expected it to underperform. Everybody knew that Thanos was going to come in like a beast and make a show of things. He did great. He did fantastic. But I don't want to talk about the movie. I'm not going to give you my review. I saw it 3 times. That's review enough. That tells you right there that I like most of what I saw about the movie. I want to talk about the future, where I think part 2 should go. Now, I've read a few articles that talked about, you know, time travel being a possibility, like them going back to a time, I guess, where the heroes were still alive and trying to warn them, or making a journey into the Soul Gem, because apparently, you know, the Soul Gem, according to what I'm reading, wasn't really tapped into in this movie. And so you may have a couple of people that try to go into the Soul Gem to get all the souls of the people that he killed. And just to be clear, he killed half the life in the universe. Okay? So later with the time travel, later with the Soul Gem, I want the universe to respond, okay? He killed half of the universe. So if the universe doesn't respond, then that's going to be a big disappointment to me. And what I'm referring to is I'm referring back to a storyline that they did, the last Infinity storyline. And to make it quick, because I'm running out of time, to make it quick, you had two things going on. You had one, Thanos had invaded Attilan, which is the homeland of the Inhumans, and he demanded a tribute. He wanted everybody's firstborn son as a tribute to his greatness, and he was also looking for his son Thane. Now, while that was going on, you had a group of beings called the Builders, who are known as one of the oldest races in the universe. They basically go around building and creating worlds as they see fit. They also are the creators of the Superflow, which facilitates white events. Now, if you don't know about Superflow and white events, just the sound of a Superflow and a white event should be threatening enough to you. So these are big things that the Builders do. And so they kind of go to and fro, trying to decide, what planet deserves to be alive, who is unfit and who is fit. So, make a long story short, the Avengers had to fight the Builders, and to do this, they had to get the entire galaxy, the entire universal community involved. And you're talking about the Kree, you're talking about the Spartax Empire, you're talking about the Shi'ar, you're talking about the Annihilus Wave, so you're talking about an endless array of different beings and entities that have been introduced in the various books in the Marvel Universe. You see a lot of the Shi'ar and the X-Men storylines, especially with the death of Jean Grey and the Phoenix and all that. And we'll probably, hopefully, see that in the next X-Men movie. But basically, this is a galactic community, a universal community, and they all banded together to fight the Builders, because the Builders had occupied a lot of their planets to take over or to judge, decide whether they wanted to build on it or just wipe the slate clean and create something new, or just completely wipe the world clean and just destroy it all together. And so the Avengers were kind of like that lightning rod for everybody in the galaxy or in the universe to fight against them. And that coalition was known as Avengers Worlds. And so multiple planets and the multiple empires became Avengers World. They fought in the name of the Avengers. They loved what they stood for. They loved that they were out for galactic and universal freedom. So where am I getting to? If Thanos has killed half the life in the universe, then we should have a response from the universe. Now, I don't know if you want to bring in the Builders or not. It would be good to bring in the Builders because you don't have to get actors, because the Builders were creatures, so you can do CG on that. And underneath the Builders, you had robots known as Alephs, who were like creators, and you had gardeners, and you had abysses, and I'll let you read the history of it. I'm just giving you a brief, like a quick summary. But basically, you have a bunch of beings that are able to be CG created, so you don't have to get a bunch of actors for that. You can also bring in the other empires to be like, what's going on? Obviously, whenever a different species is portrayed, they're typically more advanced than we are. So I'm thinking that these other extraterrestrial beings can figure out, okay, this event where half the life in our empire got swept away, this event occurred on the Earth. So we got to go to the Earth to find out what happened. Again, now you got to fight. So now you have these beings coming to the Earth. This is where it started. We need to wipe the rest of y'all out. What happened? The Avengers team up with whoever shows up and lets them know, hey, Thanos did this, not us. We were trying to stop it, but we were underpowered. We were undermanned. We didn't have enough. So why don't you help us go find this fool so we can undo everything that he did? If the universe does not respond in Infinity War Part 2, I'm going to be pissed. I ain't even lying. I'm going to be pissed. Okay? He killed half the life in the universe. The universe should respond. It should respond. And a lot of people are saying, well, all the heroes that died wasn't really shocking because we know they're coming back. And I agree. Most of us that knew the storyline, we knew that the heroes were coming back because you got Part 2 of their movies. You got Black Panther Part 2. Movie made too much money for them not to do a Part 2. Spider-Man Homecoming, that did great in the box office. Too good of a movie not to do Part 2. So we knew they were coming back. And people are saying that was kind of a cheap move and everybody knew this and knew that. I get that, but I think what they're saving the death of Captain America and Iron Man. They're saving that for this Part 2, y'all. Captain America has got to go. And I'm not saying that just from a character perspective. I'm saying that because Chris Evans has already said that he wants to move on to directing. And I haven't read anything new. Maybe I'm behind. Y'all let me know. He wants to move on to directing, and I think this is supposed to be his last film. So he's transitioning out. I can see Robert Downey Jr. transitioning out due to his age. Maybe he wants to do other things besides the MCU. I can see him transitioning out. So what does that leave? Where does that leave us for the future of the MCU? I think Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. She's obviously going to play a big part in the future of the franchise. You know, with Samuel L. Jackson being at the end, which was dirty, by the way. Y'all been playing Samuel L. Jackson, y'all. He should have a bigger role in these movies. If you listen to my podcast on iTunes, you know that I felt a certain kind of way about him not being in Civil War. He should have been in Civil War. He should have had a bigger part in this film. To play him out at the end like that, I didn't like that. But Brie Larson's obviously going to have a big part of what's coming. Are they going to transition Mackie into being the next, Captain America? Is it going to be Sebastian Stan? Is it going to be the Winter Soldier? Maybe one of those guys are going to take up the mantle. I don't know. But the future is definitely interesting. But I want to see, you're going to go Universal. You're going to bring another species. You're going to bring another entity. Because again, I said it a few times and I'm going to say it again. He killed half the life in the universe. If the universe doesn't respond, you're robbing us of an experience. You're robbing us. So I hope that's where they take it. I really do. I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel. Looking forward to seeing who's next. Because in my mind, Captain America is gone after this one. Maybe even Iron Man. Maybe both. Maybe they make a way for Ironheart to be brought in. Riri Williams. Whoever they get, whatever actress they get, if that's the route they take, whatever actress they get has got some big shoes to fill. But I think they can kind of use the Captain Marvel storyline when they build that to kind of build the Ironheart, because I think that's very interesting. Evolution is a must, and everything that you do, evolution is a must. So in order for this franchise to evolve, you got to take chances. You got to take these kind of chances, and I certainly hope they do. All right, so look, that's my time, y'all. I told y'all I wouldn't be before you long. My segment's gonna be short. It's not very often you're gonna hear me talk for 15 or 20 or 30 minutes. Attention spans are short these days. We're in the age of ADHD and ADD. And I don't have a problem with that. I've got family members that have those conditions, but I understand attention spans are short. So I don't want to hold you long. I'm never gonna hold you long. Yo, check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out now on YouTube, baby. It's the Wireless Control Podcast. Again, we are brought to you by Vulcanite Radio and Kerrigan's Pub, which is where we podcast right here in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, we're also going to switch some things up now that we're YouTube, now that we're doing video. We're going to change the location every now and again, but Kerrigan's is always going to be home for us, y'all. So keep listening, keep subscribing, keep listening, keep subscribing to the Wireless Control Podcast. There's going to be more to come. We're going to be talking about music, games, videos, movies, all kinds of entertainment stuff, y'all. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Wireless Control Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Peace.